and welcome in Todd Archer, who covers the Dallas Cowboys for ESPN. Todd, thank you for the time. We know you're busy. Let's start with this. As Yogi Berra would say, it's deja vu all over again when it comes to the Cowboys and Dak Prescott and this contract situation. I'm told the major holdup right now is over years, not money, but the length of the contract. What can you tell us on that front?
Yeah, and absolutely, that's been the holdup in this deal going back really to 2019 when they first started talking about a contract. Dak has wanted to get on the market sooner rather than later, especially with the television money that's going to come in and balloon the salary cap up in the future. He wanted a second bite at the apple. And the Cowboys, obviously, they wanted him around for a long time, not just because he's their quarterback, but to have some salary cap flexibility built into that contract. So they're at, I don't want to say they're at a stalemate because they haven't really started talking again in earnest. There's not been hard and fast negotiations, but length of the deal has been an issue almost from the get-go because the Cowboys feel like they put fair offers on the table. Hate it when people say pay the man when they've tried to pay the man. A $50 million signing bonus last year, $110 million guaranteed in the offer that they made, but it all came down to the length. The Cowboys wanted at least 5 and Dak wanted 4. We'll see what that changes now.
Okay, so that was the problem last year. Now, if that's the problem again this year, and the Cowboys opt to use the franchise tag for the second year in a row, do you think that could possibly signal the last year of Dak Prescott in Dallas?
Well, you just have to look at history, right? You go back with Kirk Cousins' time in Washington. Franchised twice. They were not going to franchise him for a third time, in part because of the price, and in part because they never really loved him the way that the Cowboys say they love Dak Prescott. With Dak, if they were to franchise him a third time, the price tag would be north of $52 million. That's just unsustainable in a salary cap world to have that much money tied up into one player. And so, yes, you have to think that this is going to be it for Dak if they go the tag route again and are unable to reach an agreement. And then when you get down that road, with they're holding the 10th pick in the draft, the Cowboys would have to consider a quarterback at number 10. Be it Justin Fields, Trey Lance, whoever's going to be available, they'd have to consider it, or they'd be negligent in their jobs because who's their quarterback in 2022 if Dak is franchised in 2021?
Let me hit you with a quick follow-up, and this is coming out of left field based on some news today. Do you think the news with Russell Wilson in Seattle, the fact that he's not demanding a trade, but he's listed 4 teams that he would go to, Dallas being one, does that complicate the issue here at all?
No, not really. I think but where the Cowboys can get into this thing if they choose to, is if they don't feel like they're going to get a deal done by March 9th with Dak, and that's the last day that you can put the franchise tag on the guy. Well, why wouldn't you investigate it? Now, the price is going to be huge. It's going to be multiple first-round picks. You can't tag and you can't trade Dak. He's an unrestricted free agent. You'd have to franchise him, and then he'd have to sign the tender to be involved in any kind of trade anywhere. So I just think the Russell Wilson thing, while it's good for us to talk about, it just really seems remote at best, honestly.
Excellent information. One last question for you, and you started to talk about it. Timeline from now through the rest of summer. When would the franchise tag have to be applied? When would Prescott have to negotiate in terms of a long-term deal? How's that going to work out for all of our viewers?
Yeah, really, there's 3 deadlines, I guess, right? In March 9th, we've talked about. That's the last day that you can put the tag on the player. The Cowboys optimally would like to have a deal worked out long-term with Dak Prescott before then or by then, so they don't have to put the tag on him. And then the next thing you have to look at is, well, do they have a deal in place by draft weekend? If they don't, like we talked about, they'd have to investigate the quarterbacks just out of due diligence. And then the drop-dead date is July 15th. That's the last day that a player who has been tagged can sign a long-term deal, or else he has to play the season on the tag. Kind of what the Cowboys went through last year with Dak Prescott. If it gets to July 15th and they don't have something worked out, then why would Dak sign anything unless he's getting everything he wanted? So really, March 9th, put that number 1, then the draft, and then July 15th.
He covers the Dallas Cowboys for ESPN. Todd Archer, phenomenal stuff with us here on Bet. Todd, thank you so much. We know you're busy. Have a good one.
You got it. I'll get my pocket squares next time.
Yeah, buddy. Next time you come in, you go the big route. We appreciate that. We're going to turn this show upside down when it comes to pocket squares.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.